Mahuiki and Kapeka Chandler, our brother and sister, born and raised in Hawaiian at the north end of Kauai. Kapeka, her mother, and her sisters did a lot of singing and playing music at Wai'olehuia Church in Hanalei and at home. Kapeka fondly remembers hearing the beautiful vocal harmonies sung at church and at family gatherings, especially by her relatives, the Maka family of Hanalei. The himene she learned and that she heard at church inspired her to use her beautiful soprano voice, which she still has. Having raised 14 children, Kapeka cherishes time spent with her family and at church. She sings as often as possible with her brother Sam. She wishes that the younger generations would listen and learn to sing the old Hawaiian songs. Samson learned many old Hawaiian songs and hymns from hearing his mother and sisters sing it at church and at home. He learned to train and work with horses at a young age so that they would plow the taro fields and haul the taro to the poi mill. He also done a lot of fishing and riding horseback along the Kalalau Trail to rescue people. He sings at parties and church gatherings, often with his son Sam and Kapeka. His granddaughters sing with him in the church choir. He really loves traditional Hawaiian music and shares some songs that he learned long ago that hardly anyone performs anymore. Their friend Judy Nalda, who sings with Sam and Kapeka in this video, is compiling a book of traditional songs that Sam remembers in order to help preserve that knowledge. Big John Kauai also played upright bass and sang with his friends. We spent a glorious day with Kapeka, Samson, John, and Judy outside a quaint plantation cottage in Waipa. Enjoy these beautiful voices and stories from the Mahuiki Ohana.
Malini kui ke ikahiga
I was born in Haena, Kauai on August 8, 1931. I am the second child of Rachel and Lawrence Mahuiki. I went to school in Haena, and after 6th grade, I went to Kamehameha School until I graduated in 1949. But music was taught to me when I was a young girl by my mother. And we were not taught by notes. We just listened to them sing, and then we learned from that. And the next place besides school was church. Every Sunday, I went to Wai'olehuia Church. That's the first place, because when you're young, you go with your parents. And all throughout my life, that's where I learned to sing. Church over here, church any island that I go to. And then every church don't sing the same song, so that's how you learn what they sing on the other islands. But everybody sang together. And the musicians of the family were the Maka family. And they still do music until today. But Hawaiian song, to me, is prettier if you have all the different parts singing at one time. I only hear music. That's how I learn. I can remember the song. And if I know where to find it in a book, then I go look at it. But other than that, it's always singing together. I keep on singing just because my brother keeps up with me. So I sing with him whenever he has an engagement or whenever we have an engagement. I sing what I know because I never write my music down. Just by listening to the elders, that's how I learned to sing, at home and at church. But mostly it's because you go to church that you can learn to sing more parts, but I never did have the chance to sing any other part but soprano. But that's why when I sing a Hawaiian song, I love it to be in harmony, because you really don't get the beauty of the song or the picture of the song, what you're singing about, if no more harmony, only one. Because if you listen to everybody, sometimes you listen to the words and then you watch them, and the faces or the hands will tell you what they're singing about, or they might just cut that song off and explain to you.
Well, let me tell you her history. I say that because, you know, you hear the kids, her house, when you eat a full meal. There's no more skipping, and anybody come through that door will be fed. Nobody leave her house not eating. Nobody. And one day I was in Hawaii at a conference. One of the ladies were at on the end of the table mentioned, you know, I came home with a 5-gallon bucket poi from Kauai. So when I heard that, I said, the only house you can get 5 gallons is hers. It's the only place.
Can you share with us your life as a paniolo and a fireman?
Well, maybe I'll just let you know how I started. My Uncle Jacob was a businessman as far as a politician. But he had a poi mill right in Hawaiian just before the dry cave. And we didn't have no cars. The Taro farmers were toward KA. Where they're reactivating those lois there, all that area. So, anyway, I didn't go to school yet, I was just a small kid. So I was telling, Hawaiian was all open range until 1967, I think. That's when they petitioned the Hawaiian Hui lands. But up till then, your horse goes in everybody's yard, and if you want him and he knows that he won't see him until the next day. Like the horses knew that the days that we were hauling taro from there to Hawaiian by the house. So you couldn't find them that night. You gotta get them a couple of days early. It's just like, you know, for me, animals are interesting because we're all like that. But don't feel bad about me using that term, but they all get a mind and they all get their army games, and that's what's the interesting about them. They're wise. They're wise just like us. Everybody gets, you know. See, with animals, they know when you go home, it's pauhana. So because of that, when we go home, we don't unsaddle the horses. I mean, that's how you got to train him that way. So he doesn't know when the saddle's going off. So anyway, he knows that as long as the saddle on his back, he got to work. So that's what you got to instill. Otherwise, he'll buck you off. If you want to go, it's just like us. He give you another errand, heck. It's about one time you're telling yourself, I'm not going. But same with the horses. Also, when you talk about horses, I feel at home, you know, with horses. Like how I was shared by my sister, you know, the Macas were the people we allowed to be the musicians. We just sat back and took it easy. Now when they're not around, that's just stepping in, you know. So the biggest name was Old Man Jacob. He wasn't as much as one singer, but as far as entertaining, emceeing, I mean, he sang. But his gift was more in, what do you call that? Stage personality. That's what he had. And he ducked off his music to go along with that. You know, just push it a little, change the rhythm, you know, just make him his. I mean, he was good for that. Took any song and that's his. I mean, that was it. One of the songs we always kind of kept with us is Yesu no ke kahuhipa. For guys who look at the profession, you know, shepherd, you know, kind of low, you know, not with highest prestige, but the characteristics of the shepherd is the greatest thing. There's none like that, none. So my mother makes sure whatever you do, remember that song, Jesus as our shepherd. Yeah. So that, like how you say that church music, you know, and so for me, I always look for songs like Nani Oyusa. I like the songs that can kick you, can make you roll and move, you know. Well, all our Hawaiian choirs sing that song, but how can I do a really good job of it? And we usually sing that for New Year's Eve service. I don't know if Nani o Jerusalem Nani o Yama Kauai o ke ali o Yesu Nani ko laila la muli vai Nani o Yama. That song leads into, it goes to get all kind of real Hawaiian composition, where you get one obligato part, in between you get staggering parts. Right now I'm going to do the staggering parts, you know, with those soprano, alto, take around, and then cut off and the bass. For me, the music, Hawaiian music in the form of what transpired from the days of the Queen until now, you know, because now there's all kind. I don't know what you call them, but you know, and that's not my kind of music. But for me, when we're talking about Hawaiian music, would be what the Queen captured. You know, that type of music, which we would label now as the Hawaiian classics. You know, and then the rest, well, will fall in wherever you want to put them. But those are the songs that I love because you know it affords harmony. And for Hawaiian music, if there's harmony, there's color, you know, and then you get a chance for explore, go on a journey with all the voices that you get, you know, and just let it go and develop, and then feel good at the end of all that. But for me, Hawaiian music is a lifestyle. If you got family, you got to train them. They got to take over. Our Western world is documented and everything. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. But for us, It's a lifestyle. It's a style. When you work hard, you come home, you relax, maybe easy music. When you feel good, you play good music. You know, something that can tap your feet or make you sit back. You know, so to me, that's what I look for in music. It'll wake you up, or make you take it easy. So that's why you see I'm kind of spoiled. Every time when I get a song, I want to jump on the horse and take off.
Mahalo nui, Uncle Sam, Auntie Kapeka, Uncle John, and Judy for the beautiful music, beautiful day, and great talk story about your lives and Hawaiian music. Mahalo.
Ike ana I ka pue ole, pua rose au mamoku. Ai ka luna nā mono ka mola, pune ana o I ka ua. Ki ani ani I ka lau, o ka